Here we are, Chicksands, for a bit of a track preview. We're here with Scott Beaumont, none other than Boom Beaumont himself. The list is endless with this man. We've got National Four Cross Championships, BMX World Championships, but more importantly, he's now the new owner and organiser of the Schwalbe Four Cross National Series, which round one is going to be here on the 6th and 7th of April.
Yep, rounds 1 and 2. So just like BMX racing now, all British Four Cross races will be 2 days of racing, Saturday and Sunday,
Sick.
5 weekends, 10 rounds in the series, 7 rounds to count. Travelling all around the best four cross tracks in the UK, starting right here, Chicksands Bike Park. It's been on the calendar for years and years. It's a cornerstone of British four cross, but more so, it's going to be really good for those BMX riders out there. We haven't clashed with any BMX nationals. We've tried to avoid as many regional races as we can. And this is the place, if you're a BMX rider who rides a bit of mountain bikes, this is the place you want to come and try four cross.
So let's talk about that for a minute. So as you discussed, that was a really key thing. You've took over this year with a massive refresh. What makes Chicksands so good from a BMX perspective, just from an all-rounder perspective? Why is this the best place to come to try four cross?
So four cross over the years has evolved. You know, some tracks have, some rock sections or a bit more loose kind of corners and a bit more mountain bike sort of specific, I would say. But Chicksands is an out-and-out flowing BMX style track.
What bike can I turn up on a four cross race and ride on? What's the spec?
So in the mountain bike world, in the mountain bike discipline spectrum, four cross is the only discipline where you can ride any bike.
So basically, as long as it's 24 inch and above and it's got a front brake.
Exactly.
That's
Two brakes, 24 inch and above, come and race.
Run what
Simple.
you bring.
Run what you bring, exactly.
It's going to be a laugh. It's going to be a laugh. So we're going to check out the four cross race. Well, we're going to check out the four cross course here today. We're going to do a bit of a track preview. We're going to look at some of the riders and we're going to bring some more information in a bit.
Enjoy.
Sick. Look at this first straight, we've got a couple of doubles and then the track splits and we've got this interesting feature where we've got on the inside line we've got a step and then on the outside line this berm. What would you do here, Scott?
Yeah, so obviously it always depends on your lane choice, The outside gates tend to come around the outside here, and what it means is you can pedal all the way around, you can carry more speed. The inside line is broken up by 2 steps, like you say, and that's literally just to stop people pedaling. It's to really even things up as we head down towards treacherous turn 2. What we've done here is we've really tried to mix the track up to make it that the inside isn't advantageous.
I have heard stories about this turn right here.
This is one of the best turns in four cross. Perfect on timing. Here we go. Dave Richardson, Cy Payton, flying down into this turn. See Dave's cut in from the outside across the inside. Cy's gone around the berm. There's loads of different lines here. You can see on the banking here, this is where it all changes from BMX. But this is where BMX riders get excited about four cross because it is so different. It's so similar, but so different. You can get up on the banking up here and cut to the inside. That line is actually cut in to actually dive to the inside. Or the berm carries speed like in BMX. But if you're leading, use that berm, be aware in four cross, someone's gonna come at the inside. So just be aware of that.
So right, we're coming to that right-hander.
Yep.
Now into this left-hander. We've got 2 choices here.
That's it.
What am I doing?
So it all depends where you end up. And that's the beauty of four cross. The obvious is to come inside, scamper, go and win the race.
Got ya.
That's a great scenario. That works well for most people. But this is four cross. You've got to expect the unexpected. If you leave even a foot of space on the inside here, someone's going to try and get inside of you. As the bumping and bang goes on here, the smart rider in 4th place can go round the berm, round the outside berm here, carry a lot more speed. And as we head down next straight, you're going to see there's a split line where there's a big double and a couple of doubles on the inside. So if you carry the speed good around his outsides, you can jump the bigger jump and carry a lot more speed down the straight.
I'm thinking that. I'm thinking, my head, bit of experience with BMX racing and watching all this sort of racing going off. This looks like a bottleneck to me. This could get a bottleneck. 2nd and 3rd place,
Absolutely.
1st place, could all come to here in a pile of bars and pedals. I then want to hit the eject button and get out here.
If you're in 4th,
and I could
get out wide.
I could be onto a winner.
Absolutely. So here we are.
Here we go.
The exit of the S-Bends. Look at that national champion flying through there, Simon Payton.
This line choice here, I've heard about this. This inside line on this one is the one to be on because apparently that's the faster line as you go into the next section.
It's defining faster.
Okay.
The elites are going to come inside and hit the bigger jumps. That's quicker for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because this side is like a double-double,
Got ya.
Whereas it's just one jump on that side.
Got
so
ya.
if you can hit that fast and low, you're only leaving the ground once,
Right.
which is the quicker line. You want to carry speed out of this corner, carry good speed, get on the gas here. A lot of pedaling. Some people manual through here, like pedal wheelie through here, jump. All depends on your speed and the exit. Depends who's in your way and what's happening in the S-bends as well.
One of the things that just kind of sort of showed to me, which I'm kind of looking at. Nice jump to Manny. Nice. Yeah, one of the things that look to me is the options on this track. So I'm looking at this from riders of different abilities. You can have skill riders, you can have power riders. There's advantages everywhere on a track like this. So it's not all about skill. It's not all about, you know, who's got the best bike control. Yeah. Actually, there's options where you can just get on the pedals and you can gain a place or even hold someone off.
Absolutely. You got, you know, the S-bend in particular, you've got to be smart through here. If you're leading the race, sometimes it's the worst place to be. Like they're swarming behind you and everyone's looking for that little gap just to get through.
One mistake.
People who pedal good are good on this straight. It's got such a variety here. There's no particular skill that leads you to be you know, better than everyone on this track. Everyone's got a skill base that comes into this track. Everyone plays something, plays a card somewhere down this track, you know.
Sick. Let's have a look. Let's look further down then.
Cool.
So this is that section we were talking about. They've got that big sender on that.
Yes, this is a split section. So like I say, a nice double on this side. It's a preferred line for a lot of people. It just carries speed quite well down this side. Some of the faster riders though do move onto this big sender on this side. So you're looking at, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 meters to clear it. So, you know, it's got a size to it.
That's a decent jump. I mean, I'm stood here, that's a decent send.
For most people, when it comes to racing, you're going to want to really carry speed through your side. Double, it's either a couple of manuals, a couple of jumps.
Yeah, this has got a couple of manuals written all over it for me, or, you know, and I'm thinking the speed I can gain. The only advantage I was looking at, if I did want to send that, if I got caught out there, and I could probably, you know, it's within jumping reason, I'll jump that, is the exit speed you're going to get. You're going to be coming off the back end of that landing with some serious speed.
Absolutely, you pump off back of here, and we're heading down towards the final sections now, so a couple of hairpin turns beyond this. You want to put yourself in good place. So, you know, if you can carry good speed off here, if you're in second, you can make that pass into the final corners. Smooth.
Oh, see there, look at that, manual to jump.
Just to bring something up, just on those two rides coming through, you know, they stop pedaling all the way back here.
Yeah.
So I'm jumping this side, I'm cranking all the way into the foot of here. I'm pushing down and carrying speed. So they stop pedaling for a good sort of 20 meters here. Whereas on this side, you keep it pumping, you keep powering down there. So this year, what's different at British Four Cross, we've got an allotted time at the start of the day, which is track walk time.
Perfect.
So riders are invited to come and walk the track, have a look, consider these lines before practice even starts.
Okay.
So that's a new addition we've got this year. So on the Saturdays, we're starting a little bit later. So people can arrive in the morning, don't have to stay on Friday night. They can just come on Saturday morning. But the 9 till 10 slot is all about come and walk the track, come have a look around, look at these lines, figure it out before you get on the bike.
Right, this is just me talking straight off the bat. This doesn't seem like that much of a feature. Like, how important is this? Because I watched Si go through this a minute ago where he kind of jumped it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a triple, it's a bit of a double.
It's a double to like a step down. We are going to do a little bit of track work here before the race. So this bit's worn down on this side. That's going to be filled in and made good. You've got to bear in mind all the speed you've carried from those sections up there. So the big double or the split lane, the double and the double. You're carrying a lot of speed into here. So even though this is, again, looking at sort of 22 foot
size
plus,
jump to do the triple, isn't it? Yeah.
You fly through this and,
really?
and you don't even notice it. You just actually whiz through here and it's done in a flash. So not an awful lot to look at, but for the younger riders, it's a real good learning point. You know, you can jump the double, land here and just pop down. You can do some manuals. It's just a real nice jump. So for those rippers, our Four Cross races start with 7-year-olds, 7 to 9 rippers and 10 to 12 rippers. These are the sections these guys love. This is the sort of jumps that, you know, you're carrying some speed and then get off the ground and get jumping and get, you know, in the Four Cross races where it's so familiar in BMX that all the younger riders just roll and pump through jumps.
Yeah.
Four Cross brings the best out of them because on a slightly bigger bike, you can get away with a bit more.
Yeah.
And those younger riders who want to jump really hit these sections and jump through it.
I'm just looking at the exit here. It's quite a wide exit. Does this come into play at all, or is it just kind of like dead space over here? Because it looks like you can almost, like it's almost like a half a hip landing, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, this is, you've identified, I mean, I'll go down here. Again, this is where the smart money goes. So
really?
The leaders obviously come just through here. If you're behind and you want to set up the pass in this corner down here, you might want to swing off a bit just to get across their back wheel, get into that last corner, you know, away from that rider in front of you.
Really?
So even though this isn't used much by the bike park daily crowd.
Yeah.
When it comes to four cross time, there will be some more wheel marks up here because you're just trying to get away from you do not follow the back wheel. You've got to get away from it.
You want to get it.
And
that puts on the inside into that next corner, doesn't it?
It's a real good spot you've made there. This is exactly the kind of corner where you can set up. The pass isn't here, but it's going to be down there, and you've got to set it up early.
Beautiful. Right, so we're getting into sort of like the money end of the track, really.
The sharp end of the racing now, yeah. So another step down into the last couple of corners here. Again, you're looking at another sort of 20 odd feet. What again you find from the 7-year-olds up to the 70-year-olds, you're carrying that much speed down the straight. Actually, this feels more like a 10-foot jump. It doesn't feel as big. When you stand here and look at it, it's quite big.
Yeah.
But because it's flat, younger riders just jump, as far as they can.
Yeah.
And they're progressing on this the whole time.
I've jumped this so many times just messing about up here, and I've cleared this no problems, and I've not even really stood here and looked, and actually it's quite a decent sized jump.
It's
you just land in it. You don't even think about it.
But it gets interesting after this. So the landing, it's all, as simple as this jump is, your position on this jump is key. You've got the inside berm.
Yeah.
It's not quite as banked as the outside. So yes, you can dive inside, but you've got to have your cornering wits about you. You've got to have an outside pedal down, really weight the tyres and drop it in there and carve like a MotoGP rider to get around the inside.
And I suppose you're looking, as soon as you get outside, to get that across in front of people.
Exactly.
Shut them down, because their speed's coming then, isn't
on the exit, it goes downhill slightly, but then actually comes uphill slightly into a very final corner. So any speed you lose on the exit of there is pounced upon by the riders who carry speed around the outside corner. So
we've got the rider coming
in. Here comes Dave Richardson now, right on cue. So you go, hopping in.
Look at that inside line.
Side patent to the outside, perfect demonstration. Didn't even ask him to. Beautiful. But you can see even just rolling then on their exits, Simon does carry a lot more rolling speed coming out the corner. So it's really interesting. What do you do if you're the leader? Do you gamble on it? Do you hold the inside, cover it, or do you carry speed on the outside?
As a person that's not raced four cross and looking at this, it strikes me as the Americans say, the inside's like a Hail Mary. If you're sitting in second, third, you're just sending it up there and you're kind of hoping that it sticks.
Absolutely.
And it might do, you never know.
Absolutely. And there's many a pass happening in this corner. It really is, this race is not over until these corners. Like it's from start to finish, there's passing opportunities here. And this track really provides it. The finish line is down this straight, another straight down. All hell breaks loose in this corner normally. It is not over in this corner.
Now you're studying it, that inside berm actually has got a bit of meat to it. It'll
hold you. As you can see, it's rough, it's bumpy. It's not as smooth as when you ride down here, it feels really quite smooth.
Yeah.
But there are some chunks out of it. It's not as simple as you might think it is. But it's when you look on the outside berm that gets interesting, I think. If you look up here, this is like motocross track. You are getting proper ruts in here.
And you can really rail that.
That's as high as you were getting up here, but you can see it's, when you get into here, that's a proper rutted part of the track.
We'll do some of that in a bit.
That's where it becomes, this is four cross now.
Yeah.
That's where the mountain bike side of it comes in. It's rough, it's ready. Even on the surface, it looks like a smooth BMX track. That's where your cruiser bike is going to really struggle.
We've got 2 national champions, or 1 former national champion, 1 current 2-time national champion in dual and four cross. Secret practice, looking at these line choices.
This is what four cross is all about, and this is what you guys this is why we wanted to open up the track walk time, because these guys know what they're doing. They've been here a million times. They're still stood in that corner debating what's the fastest line, the inside or outside berm. I know exactly what they're just saying. You go inside next time, I'll go outside, we'll see what's quicker.
Yeah.
They've been here, 100 times. And they're still debating it, and that's what four cross brings out. And you don't get that at a BMX track because there's just a normal fast line at a BMX track, whereas here there's so many variables. My advice to all you guys who are coming in fresh from BMX, use your time wisely. Walk the track, look at the lines, but more importantly, when you get on the bike, it's so easy here to just come rattling down every time and use the same outside berm.
Beautiful.
Switch those lines up, get practicing, use the whole track and figure it out.
So like you say, this is a little bit uphill. Now I remember when this was first built, this was like a nice step up.
Yeah.
Obviously it's worn a little bit now. What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
So it goes back to the different categories. Everyone's going to do something different here. So the elite riders who hit this outside berm, we double up that. We jump up into that, hit the brakes, bang, round the corner and gone. Like in a flash. It all happens very, very quick. So again, you're looking at, I don't know, 25-foot uphill double here, so this is not simple stuff. You've really got to get your gears and your pedaling right here. The leader tends to protect the inside.
Yeah.
So they're going to go up the step, over the bump, and it's a very, very tight corner. Real super tight up there. We're going to show you in a moment. The guys behind, second and third place, perfectly placed. You want to keep pedaling, don't stop pedaling, right round that berm.
Right round that berm.
Because your pass is going to be done down here on the finish straight.
Got you.
So that's the key. The leader has to cover the inside. They have to.
That's that wide corner you were talking about.
Yeah, see coming in, like I say, the leader has to cover this inside. And again, don't worry about the sort of undergrowth stuff. This is going to be, you know, smartened up for the race. There's going to be banners everywhere. It's going to look like a racetrack. So, but the minute, you know, this is tight, so this inside stake here, leader has to be on this line, real tight. No pedals, still no pedals. And on the exit here, they set off with not very much speed. Those guys in second, third and fourth, they can just keep on cranking around this berm here. And bear in mind, this is the last straight. This is your last chance saloon. So you carry speed around here, cut back, high, low, back to the inside, crank it down. You might make that pass into a finish straight. So super important corner. It's very nerve-wracking. When you're leading here, you're nervous because you know someone's going to have a go.
Really?
Absolutely.
And is it worth to sort of go on the inside and try and push up high to try and stop the high-low? I suppose it just comes down to racecraft, doesn't it?
When you come in here with the speed you actually have, when you go inside, you actually end up out here.
Right.
There's no other way. You're so wide on the exit, there's no other way of getting around this corner. You just can't make it any tighter.
So
the
pedaling,
high-low from that berm is on. It's totally on.
So that's pretty much it. This is the last feature.
That's it, yeah.
There's your finish line.
Absolutely.
Four-cross racing.